about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not.
Hello friends and enemies, welcome back to Happy For Now. It's time for my Q2 manga log. So we're going to talk about April, May, and June manga reading. First things first though, I'm going to be totally fair here and tell you that I'm not going to go through the 32 volumes I read in April again, because I did a whole entire April manga log for that since we did the 30 and 30 challenge. The we being myself, Shay from Shay Geeks Out, and Tamika from Library of Tomes. I just don't want to rehash that many volumes again, but we are going to talk about all of the manga I've read since then and all the anime I finished and watched since then. Got a good bit. I am excited. It has been a really good quarter of manga reading and anime watching, so we're here for that. So in total I've read 53. So in total I've read 53 volumes of manga this quarter, which I'm very happy with. That's about my goal, 50 to 60 volumes a quarter, since I do read regular books too. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the 21 volumes I've read since the 30 and 30 wrap up. And yeah, let's just get right into it. This is going to be a big variety of stuff. So first things first is we have She's My Knight, volume 1. I had an arc of this from the publisher through NetGalley, and I thought this was really, really cute. I definitely plan on at some point picking up a few more volumes of it to see if I want to read all of it. But there's a whole thing I'm doing, which is like focusing on what I own right now versus buying more digitally. I gave this 4 stars. It was really cute. So our female main character is taller than our male main character, and he like has a crush on her, and they keep getting into like shoujo moments together. But she's like more in the masculine role, so it's just really, really cute overall. Really, really happy with it, honestly. It's been adorable. And basically like he's kind of like, he feels like less than because she's like so cool and collected, and he is not that. And I just really, really liked it. I don't know, it's a very cute shoujo. I'm curious enough to continue, like I said, at some point. Then we have the Honey Blood Beauty and Her Vampire volume 1. I give this 3 stars. I'm really unsure of it. I really, really liked certain aspects of this. So she has like this blood that tastes really good to the vampires. She has a vampire bodyguard, and it's got like enemies to lovers vibes happening on the page, but volume 1 didn't give us enough of a taste for me to know if I want to continue or not. So I do plan to pick up volume 2 and at least 3 to give like a full scope of my thoughts. But it was interesting. I did really like the art in this one. I gave that 3. Then I read Thigh High Reiwa Hanamaru Academy volume 1. This is about a school full of boys who all wear skirts and lady undergarments, so they do wear bras and panties. It is weird, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a weird one, but I really, really enjoyed it. It's very fun, very goofy. This is one of those mangas that like either it appeals to you, and if like it appeals to you, the cover and this is what I'm telling you, you'll probably enjoy it. If you're like, what? You're not gonna like it. If you like me, like weird mangas, this is for you. And I gave that a 4 out of 5 star rating. Then I read Komi Can't Communicate volume 10, which I really enjoyed. We had an introduction of a new friend in this one, which was much needed, and it felt a little different and refreshing from the other volumes. But I am officially taking a break from Komi Can't Communicate for a while, maybe forever. I don't know yet if I'm fully dropping it or not, but I'll let you know at some point this year when I make that decision. But for now, after volume 10, I decided that I was okay not reading more Komi at this very moment. I do think Komi is a really fun manga overall. It just gets so repetitive with her inability to communicate with people and everyone being obsessed with her. Then I read Nina the Starry Bride volumes 1 and 2, and I'm loving this series. We've got hidden identities, murder plots. It's like a fantasy setting. It's everything I love. So fantasy romance vibe, like fantasy romance with a murder plot and hidden identities. So like she's pretending to be someone she's not, and our prince, who is second in line, is also pretending to be someone he's not, kind of. And there's a whole lot going on, a lot of reveals, and there's like tension between them, and it's obviously a little taboo and forbidden. So right up my alley. I gave both of those 4 stars. I just got volume 3 on my iPad and I cannot wait to read it. Then I read Spell of Desire, volumes 1 through 5. I read this for Shay Geeks Out Picks My TBR, and I loved this series. The whole series as a whole is like a solid 4-star series. I think it's a great 5-volume completed series to dive in on. Specifically, if you're looking for some fun witchy romances to read, this is definitely that. It's very dramatic and over the top, very like, definitely has like that soap opera vibe to it, that K-drama sort of vibe going on. So be prepared for that. It is a little dated, but I still really liked it, and I want to read more from this mangaka, definitely, like in the future. Then I read the bind up of Oh My Sweet Alien. So I gave this like 3.5, 4 stars. I enjoyed this, but it was like a little long for me. This is in the same video as Spell of Desire, if you're curious. But I did enjoy it. I think it was a fun time, but I definitely like, I'm not sure if the short story format works for me in manga. Basically, at the end of the day, I normally really like short stories collections, but I don't know if I like them in manga form. I hope that makes sense. Still was a fun time. This is out of print, so if it intrigues you, you may want to pick it up sooner than later. This is a alien housewife and a human man get married and they have a baby, and it's all about her life in Japan as an alien. And it has some really fun, cute little stories in there, and obviously their child's part alien, and it's a whole thing. I read Bite Maker Volume 1, which is an Omegaverse manga. I obviously had to get it as soon as I heard Omegaverse and manga. Volume 1 I gave 4 stars to. There's not enough here yet for me to give you like yes, no, don't read it or don't. But I left Volume 1 very curious. I'm very curious to see where this goes. I think it's so interesting to have an Omegaverse manga. We just kind of have had the Alpha and the Omega meet in this one. And yeah, they're in high school, so I don't know how this is gonna play out. Then I read Volume 1 of Yakuza Lover, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This is such a fun entry into a Yakuza manga. I've also read Boss's Wife, which Volume 2 is gonna be in my like anticipated releases for the next quarter, but not out yet, unfortunately. Yeah, so I really liked Volume 1. I think this was really cute, really interesting. Love the setup. It was like moderately dirty. It wasn't that dirty, like no dirtier than Sweat and Soap, to be honest, but I just love the setup where like she's at a party and he saves her, and then it's just kind of them meeting on and off by chance for a little while, and then by the end they're like dating. So I feel like Volume 2 is gonna have a lot more story development. I also read, of course, Dick Fight Island. 5 out of 5 stars, maybe 6-star favorite. I loved Dick Fight Island. It was weird. It was bananas. There's a reason this keeps being #1 on Amazon and is like one of the best-selling mangas like last month after it came out. And that's because if you want to watch people fight till they go, that's what Dick Fight Island is. I have no words. It's amazing. But I am going to be on a live show in which we bullied some of our friends into reading it in June. I will link to that live show in the description box if you want to come watch us talk about it. Some of them are people who have never read manga, so I chose to introduce some folks that way. I'm here for it. It's fine. I also read Blue Flag Volume 8, which wrapped up the series, and I'm still not over it, y'all. I'm still not over it, honestly. That was an emotional ending. I loved it. I cried a little, just like a little small tear. And I think that if you want a really great LGBTQ story that ends really nicely, in my opinion, and wraps up a story in 8 volumes, you know, if you're newer to manga, it's great to like read these shorter series. I feel like I can get a feel for it. This could be a good introduction series. You definitely need to read Blue Flag. I gave this 6 out of 6 stars. This is going to be on my favorite mangas I read this year list. There's just no way Blue Flag won't be. I'm just so happy to have it on my shelves. I love it. And then I read Volume 2 of The King's Beast. I read Volume 2. I really liked it. I cannot wait for Volume 3. I'm very curious to see where the story is going. Volume 2, we watched the king and the Asian. It's not Asian, I'm saying it's Ajin. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Anyways, they bonded more in this one, and they helped solve an issue in town. It was really sweet and adorable. Then I read Volumes 2 and 3 of The Not So Sweet Boys, which we had a development that I was not expecting around a second love interest potentially, which I don't think is going to be the final love interest, but I loved his introduction as a love interest. Loved how this unfolded. I love this series. I really liked That Wolf Boy Is Mine, and I really liked Love and Focus, but Those Not So Sweet Boys is even better. So I can't wait to see how and where that's going when I get volume 4 soon. I read volume 6 of Sweat and Soap and My Babies. My Babies are back. I love them still. 6-star read. Cannot wait for volume 7. And I'm still sad it's over in Japan, but I'm also excited to see their ending. This is definitely the manga with the most realistic relationship I've seen in a book or in a manga. As someone who's been with the same person for a very long time now, it's the quiet moments, it's the small moments, it's those little adjustments you make as you're together, and I love seeing that on page. It's beautiful. It makes me want to cry. I read Yona volume 30 and I'm still not okay. I mean, I'm here, I'm okay, but I'm not okay. I will be okay at some point maybe, but I need volume 31 in my greedy little hands like immediately. If you haven't read Yona yet, it is a fantasy romance following a girl who watches her father be murdered by her cousin, and then her and her bodyguard go on the run, and there's dragons. And it's long, and I know I could read scans and be further ahead, but I kind of like the wait in a weird way. I like this slight pain I give myself. And then finally I read My Senpai Is Annoying volume 4, and this again, another one like Sweat and Soap where I feel like we're getting like slice of life of people like falling in love, and I just adore it. I love the full color treatment on this book as well. I find that really interesting. And yeah, I'm really loving this. I am going to just continue reading it as they come out, and I just really enjoy the story and how their relationships are developing even with the side characters, so I can't wait for more of that series either. All right, so that's all the manga I read besides my 30 and 30 wrap up this quarter. Let's talk about the anime because I got a lot. So we watched in our household Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re. I loved Tokyo Ghoul, also really loved Re. Had a few moments where I couldn't look at the screen because it was very gory, but it's fine, we got through it. But I'm very happy I did. We finished Naruto. I'm in my Naruto shirt even today. So we finished Naruto and I loved it. It was great. We watched the original first, all of it. We didn't skip a single episode. And then about a month after we finished, my partner looked at me and said, I miss Naruto. So we started Shippuden. We are about 80 episodes into Shippuden right now. Shippuden? Whatever. We are about 80 episodes in, and I'm really enjoying it. I think we're gonna start buying the mangas. Lord, all right, whatever. We're nerds in this house, and it's fine. But yeah, I think we might start buying the manga soon for this one too. And I know that I'm gonna read Tokyo Ghoul soon as well after watching it. I have to. Yeah, we're loving Naruto. And the other anime we started is Hunter x Hunter, which I had suggested to me by some people when I said we were done with, like when we went to watch Naruto, a bunch of people were like, no, watch this or this. So we did watch, we started Hunter x Hunter, and we were also about 80 episodes into that. We're kind of alternating between Hunter x Hunter and Naruto for our nighttime like TV time. So that has been nice. If you have other animes you think we would like, drop them below. Definitely seems to be that we lean a little more shonen style anime when watching with my partner, and I definitely am planning some videos where I watch and read certain mangas and animes, so we'll see what happens there. That's coming. So that's it for this quarter's manga and anime wrap up. I will be back this month in July, again starting back up with my regular manga content. So most Mondays you will see a manga video on my channel, so get excited. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, I'm back. I just had to take a break, but I'm back, and I'm super hyped to talk about some more geekery manga stuff with y'all. So yeah, that's it. If you made it this far, tell me your favorite manga you read in the last few months or that you think I should check out. And if you don't want to do that, you can drop me a drink related emoji in the description box. And I will have links to all the manga I talked about, including affiliate links to Right Stuff if you want to make an order there, which is where I get all my manga on sale, or links to Be My Friend anywhere on the internet. Bye.
About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get